So a couple questions, Coach. Curious with Leonard Williams, there's been a lot of talk about him on the field and obviously how well he's playing. But have you ever had a player that you've worked with that has had as much impact off the field on both sides of the ball, working with the offensive line, working with the defensive side, leading across both sides the way he's doing that?
And I've never really thought of it through that lens, but no one really comes to mind. Yeah, I guess to your point, it's pretty remarkable. It's pretty rare, and it's yeah. I don't know I don't know the stats, but the guy played a tremendous game yesterday. Set a lot of those guys up for success. Playing at a really high level, whole front played great, and the effect that he's had with our especially our young offensive linemen over the course of this season has been really cool. That really a lot of all of our defensive linemen and veteran offensive line guys, willing to sharpen each other has just been a 12 is one type of thing. Pretty cool.
Related to that, I was just curious. You spent a lot of time having players actually work across or get to know each other across position groups and across, sides of the ball.
Yeah.
Are you seeing that kind of bear fruit as the team's going through the season and the connections made across position groups?
Well, I hope so, but let's not attribute that to like things that these guys. We got great coaches, we got great players that care about the team and care about their teammates, and they've put a lot of investment into our connection as a group. And there's going to be testimony. I mean, there's going to be adversity. We saw it last week. We saw it after the San Francisco week, where things don't go our way, and we have to do a great job of keep responding to those things by sticking together. And I think that's what we saw this week.
All right, last one. With Devin Witherspoon and Julian Love, you mentioned that you thought Devin Witherspoon was maybe going to be a little bit earlier to practice last week, and that didn't happen eventually. Was there a setback, and do you expect him to have a chance to practice this week?
Yeah, just again, I'm learning through the health thing, but it's just it's a science, but it's also things change. There's different opinions at hand, and imaging and testing on a daily basis. So it's a little bit more volatile than people would probably want, including me sometimes. But that's just how you have to handle things. So yeah, at some point we hope Devin's out there this week. Can't tell you, we've moved the schedule back. Basically, we're gonna get Monday Night Football. You get the extra day, so we're gonna use the extra day here on the front end, and then keep our normal weekly cadence starting on Thursday. So we'll see as the week unfolds.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Mazavita.
Hey, Mike, this morning you talked about connection, toughness, 12 is one, as you always do. And then you had this comment, you said we've earned the right to win the games we play. Can you elaborate on that just from a process perspective?
Sure. Yeah, we this is a tough league, man. It's a tough league, and it'll humble you in a second. And there's great teams and great players and great coaches, and you got to go through it. You got to go through the process from starting in April and the offseason program, even before then when the players show up. And you got to go nail, the summer and keep your body in great shape and get ready for camp. And you got to go nail camp days and build that callus and do all the things that it takes to all the situation. I mean, there's so much work that needs to go into it. And our guys have nailed those steps. And so it's a message to our guys that they've earned the right to be confident because they've gone through the process so well, and they've stuck together doing it. They've done it unselfishly and with a sense of urgency, and we have fun doing it. Take pride in that it's an environment where guys love coming to play football. And now it's game time where we want to go show the fruits of our labor where we go win games.
On Nick Emmanwori, you talked about the game will eventually slow down, and there's some technical terms you used. But what have you seen so far, just in this, the reps that he's getting now since his return?
Yeah, I'll say there's some really cool stuff on tape from the game where he's trying to play like us, and I think he's shown that's who he is. He goes, and he's a sure tackler on the edge. There's some things, again, we're going to clean up, that details here and there in all aspects of his game that are just going to make him go to the next level. And I know he'll have the right mentality to get there with us. But I think anybody watching that game yesterday could feel the impact that he had on the game, and also the potential impact he can have on games moving forward.
Bob?
Yeah, Mike. Just when you reviewed the film yesterday, especially with the defense, what really stood out to you about what went so well, but was kind of so different, I guess, from the previous week?
It starts with the game plan. I thought as a coaching staff, we gave our guys a better chance to succeed on a down basis, and frankly, the players are the ones that make it come to life. They decided they were going to play a certain way, and they're going to play like us and play our style of ball. And proud to see that. The effort was definitely there. Physicality, the cohesiveness, the play-to-play mentality. I mean, that's not just talk. That's what these guys, what they're about, and that's what we expect moving forward. Is to play like that.
And Shaquille Griffin, how did you feel like he played yesterday?
Shaq did a good job. Made tackles on the perimeter. Played with great eye control. We had one miscommunication on the first touchdown, which again, that's my job, that we can execute that, and we didn't. So we got to make that come to life. That starts with me, but we had a mishap there. But outside of that, sticky in coverage, played discipline, really positive.
And one more, in terms of Sam and Jackson, I know we ask you all the time about the connection they have, but just yesterday, again, it just really showed up, and especially in a key moment. And then Sam as well, the pass to AJ, it just seems like he doesn't miss these opportunities for really big plays. Just kind of his ability to do that every single week. Just how I guess, impressive has that been to you?
Well, I think it speaks to Sam's poise, his confidence right now, the preparation that he's doing. I mean, you don't just show up on Sunday and these plays come to life. You gotta make them happen. We got to be able to move and shake at the line of scrimmage. We got to be able to operate at a high level, and Sam's doing that. And so, but again, it's not just going to show up next Monday night. We got to do all the things throughout the week now, so you can be confident going into the game, and I know we will. And to me, I think it's as simple as that. And you got a lot of guys playing really hard beside him too now. I mean, we got our offensive line protection has been overall very positive, and to throw the ball down the field, it takes some, as we saw last week against us, it takes some Mississippi's, and you got to be able to create those explosive plays.
Great, thank you,
John.
Yeah, Mike, the Jaguars got the ball 3 times down 8 points, potential to go tie it, and they punted 3 times. I think they got 1 first down. Just how big is that to be able to finish like that? I know there's been games this year where teams have got those late drives on you, so just to close it out with those 3 stops.
Yeah, it's been an emphasis for us. We weren't shying away from it. Our guys were awesome. I think you can sense it on the sideline that they wanted the opportunities to go out there and go play, and that's all you can ask for as a coach. And again, it's not like there's no secret play calls that you hide on your play sheet until the fourth quarter, and then all of a sudden, you just start waving the magic wand. We're executing our defense, and our guys did it at a high level. And that's what it's going to take. But I think the mentality was the driving force behind how we finished the game out, and that starts with our leaders on defense, our coaches. AD did a tremendous job all week, getting our guys ready to go, and it was a fun group to be around as the fourth quarter started to unfold.
And then you mentioned your leaders, D-Law. I know we asked you about him yesterday, but now you actually watched his performance on tape. Just how good was he in that game?
It's par for the course for D-Law. That's the DeMarcus Lawrence that I'm familiar with. I mean, he's a disruptive, violent, decisive player that I'll tell you what, I'd love to play linebacker behind him. I mean, he's just, he's kicking butt in the rush game. Again, in order to twist and to run games, it takes a lot of communication. It takes a lot of unselfishness, and our guys did that, and D-Law was a huge part of it.
Brady?
Mike, this one might be a bit convoluted, so I apologize in advance. But just as your home and road records have been more pronounced, I've wondered if there's maybe a correlation between a defense that requires a lot of pre-snap communication and playing in the noise at home. And obviously it's not that simple because, as you just said, you had a communication issue yesterday on the road. But
Yep.
Do you find that happening more, like costly communication issues? Do you find that happening more at home than on the road?
I don't think there's a significant difference in like the MEs or the MAs. Sometimes some things gotta just have gotten lost in communication between me and EJ at home, but that's not like a reason that we're not playing as well. As it just happens because it's so dang loud. So those are good problems to have, but we are learning from it, on what how fast we can play with the communication that's going to be required. That's definitely taken into consideration.
And I think you have said this at some point along the way, but have you changed like part of what you do, like play calling wise at home, to account for that, to account for the noise and to try to avoid some of those?
Yeah, that's what I'm alluding to, is that's taken into account on how we build game plans and how we want to operate moving forward, for sure. Yeah.
Anything you can elaborate on there?
I mean, I can. I don't really want to. I mean,
Okay.
They're listening.
Fair enough.
They're listening too.
Fair enough. All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Andrew?
Yeah, I suppose tangentially related to Brady's questions, but on that note of, how well you guys have done on the road, even before you were head coach here, Mike, I mean, it seems like there is something about the preparation, the game planning, the days leading up to the games. What is it about the staff that you guys have in place right now that you think best prepares you guys to be able to go on the road, to go to the East Coast and be in good positions to win?
Are you talking about the Seahawks record before 24?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that gives you a big part of your answer. Is we got tremendous support here. When you go on the road, everything happens seamlessly, and that it takes a lot of work for that to happen, and it keeps our guys' minds on the game and their preparation. It's not easy to travel the length that we have. It's a good problem to have because we live in a great city, But yeah, there's a lot of people that are involved in this whole operation. When you literally take your organization 3,000 miles away for a few days, it takes a big commitment, and we really appreciate those people.
Okay, a couple more. John and then Brian.
Yeah, Mike, we talked to Byron Murphy after you yesterday, and he told us a little bit about, the week he had with his daughter, and just for everything he was going through back and forth to the NICU, and then to have the game he had. Just what does that tell you about how he handled a tough week?
Well, he's got a maturity beyond his years. I mean, I can't imagine this is just an extremely difficult situation. It's a blessing that his family is healthy, and so that's extremely positive. But it's also not easy at the same time. So, that's the mental capacity it takes to kind of be in two spots at once. Just tells you how great of a guy he is. I know he's extremely happy that his daughter was born, and everybody's healthy. I mean, look, you got to count your blessings, man. Like there's it's just really great that everyone's healthy in this situation, and then how he's able to play a game like he did. Shoot, I don't know. But he did play a tremendous game, and he definitely affected the outcome of that football game.
Brian?
Yeah, Coach, you guys have not necessarily run the ball the way you want to yet, but you're leading the NFL in play action yards per attempt on play action passes by almost 5 yards. You're averaging 15 yards per play action attempt. Do you feel like some of the success in the explosive passing is due to all the crowded line of scrimmage you're gaining, and maybe there's a little bit of a trade-off there between running and explosive passing?
To a certain extent, I think that might be a fair evaluation. I also think you should be able to run wide zone against loaded boxes. It's part of the reasons why it is the way it is. So that's something that we need to improve on our run game. I mean, it's pretty cut and dry. But you also need to stay committed to it. I told the team today, it's just a function of details. It's a function of reps. It's a function of just getting better at what we're doing. Just like our punt return and kick return game. We're a block away here, a block away there, which it's sounds like an excuse. It's not going to be good enough in the end. We got to get those things right. But in order to make it happen, you gotta attack the details. You got to stay steadfast in it. The more reps we're going to get, the better we're going to get at it. And then it does force teams to put people on the line of scrimmage, and when they do that, it opens up passing lanes. So that's how we've been operating, and we expect our run game to get better. And our pass game right now is operating at a high level, and we want to keep that rolling as best we can as well.
Thank you,
Brian. We're a couple questions away from this being a podcast.
Anytime.
Yeah.
I'm always happy. Coach is always welcome. You too, Dave.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, guys. We'll see you on Thursday.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thanks.